This place doesn't seem nearly so warm and inviting as it did when we arrived, does it? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Shiver, Vanishing Hitchhiker. And last time we found that not only is the home of the girl we were pursuing seemingly abandoned for decades, so too is the entirety of the town, including the home of the woman who invited us in when we arrived, who helped us along. In fact, it seems like her skeletal remains have been in that rocking chair for just as long. I don't know if that means there's something really wrong with this town, that the place is haunted, or that there's something wrong with us as well. Because seemingly, we've brought some of this imagery with us from our childhood in a way that hasn't really been explained to us yet. I don't know, maybe there is something wrong with this place given everything that's happened to us and the local lore regarding Devil's Island. But I guess all that remains to be seen. Her last act as a skeletal corpse was to provide us with this hospital key, where seemingly this Christie may have spent some time as a patient. And we also know that something happened to this doctor, that he was poisoned somehow and became a patient himself. Either way, it seems that the tree that fell blocking our path to the hospital has washed away in the rain. So maybe we can get through? We can also have a look down the road toward what I know from the map to be the orphanage. The far path is blocked. Seems we'll have to return later. Oh my god. Every time a door opens in this game, it's like I can practically imagine the skinny, skeletal hand beckoning me in. Foiled once again, but I have to find her. Foiled by what exactly? Looks like we're gonna have to do what we do best. Rifle through a pile of clutter. Well, that's alright. Okay. So we're looking for maracas, belt, silver hook. That's one maraca, that's two maracas. There's a horseshoe. A red ribbon. Oh, we've got some new soundtrack, and I see it's continuing the trend of intrusively invading the ambiance so that it can scare the bejesus out of me. A stamp. Do you mean a stamp is in the device that stamps, or a stamp is in like a postage stamp? Some of these are somewhat ambiguous, and that's what can throw you off. Well, there's a bow tie. There's a birdie. We found one of those in the last part. That's a massager. Okay. There's a stamp. Beads. Wire cutters would probably do us some good. Some of the fun of these little games is trying to figure out just what it is we'll be taking with us. Even if there are actually quite a lot of things we could maybe use. There's a swatter. Oh, we need to make ourselves a dead fly so we can pick it up. There's a belt. Could those be wire cutters? Yes, okay. A silver hook, a knight. Are you a knight? Okay, I guess you're a knight. We need a ruler. We've already had a ruler, but we need a ruler. There's a razor blade over there. Ooh, there's... That, to me, looks like a hook. That could be a hook, too. I mean, you're hooked onto the tile. Just need a beetle and a ruler. This puzzle piece, look, every section we've done so far has been used twice. I really think that when we come back here, we're probably gonna have to take that piece and place it in there. There's our ruler. Now we just need a beetle. It always comes down to the last thing in these things. This might be... oh my god, that was it. This might be useful. Okay, we got the wire cutters. Whoa, we don't have a use for that bedpan? Ooh, we can look in here. There's a safe, but 2 of the buttons are missing. The information must be in the reception area. Anything in here? A fire hose that never gets used. But maybe it should be. Blood on the window? Red lights from the morgue. The door is locked and the glass is reinforced. I need to find a key or something very hard and very heavy to break it. So one of those 2 things then. We actually can capture it. Unfortunately, that means we miss out on the dialogue that appeared. Why is this thing just bound in wire? Surely it would just sit in a holder. In order to take this extinguisher, I have to cut the wires. Well, have I got a tool for you? Got it. Doctor, I'm frightened to death. My neighbor's gone insane and is threatening my life, as well as yours. I hid your key in my bedpost so that he would not be able to set a trap. People don't just use words around here. Is this a hospital or an insane asylum? Imagine what it would be like to sit in a room like this, watching the rain pour outside. I can't imagine it was in much better shape, even in operation. This scene looks familiar, as if I read about it somewhere. You've already got blood on your bandaged feet. There's a whole web of intrigue going on in this town, isn't there? And the only way to discover what's going on, first of all, is to take that, a winch handle. These patients are stashing things all over the place. But also to look for objects. Darwin! Darwin, you pop up just about everywhere. I'm starting to think you're following me. Don't worry, you'll get all the screen time you can manage. Mainly because you follow me everywhere. I can't help it. See, the cool thing about games like this is that they're probably as engaging for you as they are for me, because you can actually kind of play along. Alright, well, we need 4 insects. I was really annoyed by an insect just now. There's 1. I saw more. 2. 3. God, I do not like the way this toucan statue is looking at me. Come on, can you give me 4, or is that going to be one of those things that I'm looking for forever? Okay, I don't see another one immediately. A green bottle. Beads. To score a bullseye, we're gonna have to find a dart for that. But where would we find one? Very loud plane overhead that you can probably hear. A stamp. Wait, it said film reel. I saw a film reel. Well, there's the sticky tape, the film reel. There's another insect somewhere. There's the dart, which we can then place. Wow, we sucked. The glasses go somewhere. 4 eyes. Darwin, you look great. And I bet I look great too, now that you can see me. Thank you. A scored bullseye. So wait, do we need to find more darts? Because I seemingly can't pick this one up again. A stethoscope. Ah, there it is, wrapped around the gas mask. I thought it looked weird. Now we need a spade and an insect. But by a spade, what do you mean? Okay, no, here's another dart. Okay, so it is pre-animated. We just have to find them all. There's one right here. Third time's the charm. There we go. You really opted to play that instead of just placing it where you needed it, huh? That particular doll may not be looking directly at me, but it feels like it's looking at the thing behind me. Wouldn't be able to put that out of my head while rummaging through a drawer in an abandoned hospital in an abandoned town that appears to be haunted. I don't know what a spade means in this context. Well, there's another insect. Ah, that kind of spade. There we go. I was looking for like a little shovel. This might be useful. A stethoscope. Oh, the things we could do with that. Oh, and I guess we're taking the clothes rack. Well, that could be considered very heavy. Thomas Barkley, MD. It's locked. That note said that he left the key in the bedpost, right? It looks like a key, but it's too deep to reach by hand. Fish it out with that? There must be something we can find then. I guess we'll just have to head down to the morgue with the mysterious glowing light. The emergency light above the secure door. This place still has power? Are we really gonna do this? No! No, 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 no! Flashlight, flashlight, flashlight! What on earth? Who are you? It seems to be breathing. My God. I can't believe I was this apprehensive about a point-and-click game, but it's doing it. It's too heavy to carry. I need to cut it in half. At this point, I associate those mice with the woman. So, she may be still guiding us, or maybe just having some fun with us. Gloves. Some kind of broken lock on a zipped body bag. Or at least I assume that's what that is. Assorted tools. can take the saw. And 1 of 4 X-ray photo parts. It's missing the power cable too, which we'll need in order to be able to see it against that background. There's another. There's a third. The 4th may be within. Somebody's arranged a game for us to play. Well, we got the mannequin torso, but it's too heavy to carry both parts at once. Ah, the 4th is right here. Presumably? Yes, I know we need the power cable, but I can't place things there preemptively. How would we get at what's in there? We've got a bunch of things, but I don't know what to do with any of them. Can't go to the sides. We can attempt to back out. The key is in. I need something thin to push it out of the keyhole. Help me, scratched into this side. Well, it would have been nice to have known about that from the beginning, but at least it made our journey atmospheric. Anything in your coat pockets? The zipper lock. Is this the man who was referred to in the letter? Why did the child draw his death? Someone was electrocuted down here in the morgue. A doctor poisoned? Somebody else seemingly killed with an axe, and maybe her witness to all of it? What is going on at this hospital? I did not like hearing that coming from seemingly behind me. Oh, a bag of goodies. Well, back into the search. We need a... That's not a pocket knife. It's a knife, but it's not a pocket knife. A golf ball. A nurse figure. A baby in a nurse hat, which is not reassuring in a medical setting. A wristwatch, but there's clocks all over, so it made it kind of tough to find. A mask. A battery. Wait, I saw a battery. I feel like I saw a battery, but the thing is, there's so much overlap in objects, and they're not reused objects. They're just different types of objects, and I'll think I know something when really I saw it in a different screen. Artificial leg. Where does one find an artificial leg? Well, that was a spool of thread. Artificial leg. We've got some kind of blade. We need to find a sheath for it. There we go. A sheathed sword. We need 2 plates. Well, there's one. There's a donut. Tell me, where's this other plate? Maybe right there? A tube. A tube, you guys. That could refer to a lot of things. There's sheet music in here. Are these supposed to be, like, personal effects of the deceased? Wait, there's a pocket knife. There we go. A full cigarette case. A full cigarette case. So we need to find the cigarettes and bring them somewhere. There we go. I hadn't realized that was over there. Okay, so now we need a tube and a pruner. There's the pruner. What's a tube? Lots of things are tubes here. That's a tube. Well, the pocket knife might be useful. We've got a pretty packed inventory. This is going to be a puzzle-heavy location, isn't it? We've got the X-ray photo parts. Which we have to assemble. Can't do it without the cable, though. So, let's start breaking this down. Can't use the stethoscope on any of this. Oh, we can double-click on a piece to rotate it. This is going to be really difficult. You look like you maybe go here. Partly evidenced by you seemingly snapping into place. Yes, you'll snap into place when you're correct. That helps a lot. That looks like it goes here. Yes. I'm glad there's some variety in this. You look like you go here. Yes. Yeah, the edges are what makes this a bit easier to swallow. That looks like it goes in there. And the further we go, the easier it will get. There's a piece that fits in there. That's going to be the identifying marker. You can go in there. Right. And that looks... not this. Whatever it is, it's got to go along the bottom, right? Maybe scratch what I said about things being easier the further we go. Well, not really. Because now you go there. This thing may not assemble into a complete piece. There we go. There may still be things missing even once we're done. But you have got to go in here. You down here. And you right here. That's it. The picture is restored. However, I won't be able to see anything without light. Missing the power cable still. It has no visible lock, but it's still locked. What am I looking at right there? Try something else. Wait, we could grab that off the door. Poster. Oh, you want me to look in there? Okay, you want me to look in there. You know, I've clicked on that about 50 times. Don't think I didn't notice. It also said, help me, inside the morgue slab. Okay, we place you. And we find an X-ray that reveals some sort of puzzle. Why would someone X-ray this? 12478. 12478 would be the number of the highlighted circles. But I'm not sure what that does for us in the moment. We can't interact with that box. Whatever that device is down there has circles on it. that have something to do with it? Does anything have anything to do with anything? Wait, I need to place something here so I can get the key when it drops on the other side. Could slide this under. But I still don't really have a way to push it out. Are you kidding me? There's a section of wall here that you can click on. Thank you, game. Oh my god. I need something to hook it. Perhaps a stethoscope. Or this. You said hook it. Okay. And this is what we need. That's what that is for. So it was 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. I don't want to end up like the man in the picture. I better find some surgical gloves. Let's go. Yes, I know what to do. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. Thank you. Oh my god, this relies on you noticing some really obscure things. Anyway, that's opened. And now we've got the dental hook, which we can probably use to push out the key. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Morgue escaped. And now with a whole wealth of abilities. All of this comes down to reaching the doctor's key down here. And I guess we're never gonna think to lift up the bed, so... Ooh, maybe we could... Yeah, we could just bone saw this! We don't need to pull it out, we can just do that. I'm actually kind of impressed that that worked, that was the solution. But thank you. And now we've got the key. Oh my god. That medical dummy almost seems to be glowing. Well, we've got the mannequin head now. We're gonna have a whole guy by the end of this.
I'm watching you.
And who is this? Oh well. I kind of figured. There's one of the... Wait, did we see another one of those somewhere? There's one of the keys for the keypad downstairs. There's a safe here. I need to open it. It's old, but maybe I can use the stethoscope trick to get it open. And that's clever. We can only see what it's like when we're moving it. There we go. We can hear when it falls down. That lowers. No, we need to be able to... There we go. From this, we get a dropper hose. Death number 13 provides the key to the new safe. The number of accidents increases with the number of drawings that surface. And despite all my efforts, the victims die. I don't understand. Is she maybe causing them to happen with the drawings? Like, she's not just drawing what she observes. Either that, or she's clairvoyant in some way. What a strange note. The 13th death, or the death of the person in the 13th hospital bed. And the body count is climbing. I'm glad you're acknowledging the ambiguity of the wording. But now that we've done that, let's just do what we can first. And place the 9 where it belongs. There's a 2 somewhere. I feel like I might have seen it. I honestly feel like I might have seen it and just not registered it as such. But now we've got to get through here. Can we just bash this thing in with this? No. It says death number 13 provides the key to the safe. The question is, who is 13? I'm looking through these to find out what the combination is. There's 13. Says it provides the key. Hey, we can just use the fire extinguisher. I guess that counts. Alright, here we go. The door is not locked. It's barred. I need something long and pronged at one end to move the debris. Like a clothes rack? There we go. And in we go. We actually could have been in here a while ago. And there's the bed where this happened. It's an imperfect, but therefore an even more unsettling look at the past of this place. Let's look all over. I need the water and the hose. Well, I've got the dropper hose. There's a power box over there and a cross that didn't do much. I saw you. Yes, thank you, game. I got it. I need something to attach it to. I think I understand what we're assembling now. In this one, you look less like a ghost and more like as you were. This guy. I hope the child's drawing is not connected to his death. Literally, what else could it be? Oh, and in this case, when he's the most corporeal we've seen one, you say, that's a ghostly man. You really need to pick a lane when it comes to your belief in this stuff. Let's put this stuff on the bed. And now we simply need to recreate it to the best of our ability. So the blue hose goes from there to your mouth. That much is obvious. There's an IV from what's above your bed to you. We can't recreate it with that. Okay, we need to find all the objects then. There's these things that probably go to your chest. There we are. Anything else that we can click and drag? I have to find and place the drip bottle with hose. So the empty bottle doesn't count. Something is still lingering. Somehow this gets us the key to the safe. So there's a bloody handprint on the wall over there. That's always joy. Do I need to fill this bottle? There we go. I figured we need to search a second time. And thankfully now, we only need to find the things that are left. Well, there's a safety pin. 3 green boys. 1... You're a blue boy. You don't count. 3 green boys. How are there not more green boys? A bow tie. Heart. Oh, come on, you can't reveal new things. A ribbon. A sheriff badge. A spring. A rose? I guess that's a rose. It's the most orange rose I've ever seen. We need 3 lit candles. There's 1. Okay, I guess that doesn't count. A movie camera. I suppose that counts in a roundabout sort of way. Shells just everywhere. Triangle. A zebra. Well, that's something zebra striped. I don't know if it's a zebra. An angel. A queen. What counts as a queen? Well, there's the wristwatch. There's still 2 green boys, apparently. Oh, I have to paint you green. Okay, there's you and you. 3 lit candles. That's the difficult thing. Because it's not letting me do the obvious unless I have to strike you on the box. Didn't expect you to get that detailed. There you go, there you go. There's 1 more somewhere. Right there. That looks sort of like a fuse. Now, what is the queen? It's not you, right? A queen is in chess. There you go. This heart might be useful. That doesn't quite get me what I needed. I need the drip bottle. Like, why is a fully accurate recreation important? I'm just using this to try and figure out the combo. There you are. I have to find and place the drip bottle with hose. I'm gonna be so pissed if you actually want me to run all the way back to the house just so that I can fill it up. I actually can't get back in. Can we carry you now? We actually can now that... I don't know why we would need the legs. Was anything even connected to the legs? No. So, like, why do we care so much about getting a perfect recreation? There. That... Can we fill it from the well? No. Wait, shouldn't that work here? I can't lift the bucket without a handle. Shouldn't that... Okay, so we had to backtrack. Oh my god. And now... I guess we can fill the bottle from this. Now... So we need to find a winch in the abandoned hospital so we can pull up... I guess it fell down. So we can pull up a bucket from the well to fill this thing so we can have a perfect recreation of this medical scene. Otherwise, it just won't work. And all of this... Well, get this. There's a sink right over there. There's water dripping from the ceiling, even if the sink doesn't work. Okay. Well, anyway, let's put this here. That's now in. Let's turn you on. Moment of death is the answer. 3:20:49. The problem then is that we're still missing the 2. The only thing... Now we've just got to find it. And there it was. That's where I saw it. Okay. Okay. I guess we can't just pluck it off the wall right away then? We need a razor with blade. There we go. A birdie. We do have to find the birdie. There it is. Do we need a battery? Because there's a battery up here. No, but as I expected, we can bring that down here. 2. It wouldn't let me a second ago, but there we go. Paintbrush. I swear I saw a paintbrush. Right there, blending in. A spool of thread. That's you. 3 weights. What counts as a weight? What counts as a weight? You're a weight? Okay. So there's 2 more of those somewhere? There's a clothespin. It's always a little faster the second time because I had like already noted some of these things before. A date stamp. That'll be you. A boomerang. There's a boomerang somewhere in here. That would be you. Rooster. Truck. Now we just need a watering can and 2 weights. Make that 2 weights. There's another. Oh, there it is. And this might be useful. Yes, it shall. 3, 20, 4, 9. A bone? Father, I think I know where he's hiding. It's the old mound on the island. For the sake of the townspeople, I must convince him. I'll try. Christy. Oh no, the building is tumbling down. I didn't get to read that. How about we get out of here? Let's grab the fire hose. That end is completely collapsed. A sane person would break open and climb out the window, but we're no sane person. We are an adventure game protagonist. What do we do? For some reason we can't just... Oh no, we can't just go back out the door we came. But it still wants us to do something more? Got this bone. The answer must be on that island. I remember seeing a boat down that broken staircase. So anyway, it's leading us over here. Too high to climb without a rope, but maybe we can use this. Yes. And we can not climb back up. Someone cut the fire hose. I couldn't climb back up even if I wanted to. Well, there's some garden shears on the ground. Someone's helping and someone's sabotaging. I need to cut this to free the boat. Well, that solution is fairly obvious, but what about over here? Oh, it's gonna be a whole journey, huh? What am I, a child being served at Friendly's? Okay, let's go this way. We need to plan our course. Through here. Through here, yes. Nope, come on. I need you to keep up with me, my own come on. I need you to keep up with me, my own drawing. Up and around. And we did it. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Mr. Kern, I'm sorry. I borrowed your boat without asking first, but I really needed it. I'll return it tomorrow. Christy. Well, it looks as though she did. Oh no, there's one more boat on shore. So maybe she never did return. The place ended up being evacuated, so whatever she did obviously didn't work. Let's find all that's needed. A spyglass. Binoculars. Did I just see binoculars right there? An octopus. 3 coral. That's 1, 2. Can we get another? There's another. Have I mentioned that I just love the atmospherics in this? Whenever there's new soundtrack, it's always been something nice. I just wish it would be a little bit more present, you know? I mean, a lot of the time we're just in silence. Oh, there it is. A bookmarked book. So we've got to find a bookmark for you. Can't use that. I mean, a bookmark can be just about anything. There's a hook. There are times, especially towards the beginning, I've really felt like the soundtrack was kind of intrusive even, but it's improved as time has gone on. Boots. You would think boots would be easy to find, but I'm not seeing them. Oh, there they are. A wooden fish, which I saw while looking around, and now I lost it. A turtle. Well, there's the turtle. A duck. A crocodile. A bell. That, to me, that looks like a bell. Well, there's another bell. A propeller and a wooden fish. That looks like a wooden fish. I'm thinking that whatever the propeller is, it's not what I'm picturing, and that's... Oh, never mind. There it is. Yeah, it's much, much smaller than one would think. Now, what does one use as a bookmark? The good thing about these is that you can figure them out by mousing around. That is what you're counting as a bookmark. That's just a ribbon. Okay, there we go. Bookmark book. I guess the boat was in need of a propeller. Okay. Now we can use the garden shears to clip the rope and affix the propeller to affix the boat. Oh, look at that! Now we've got to keep it going. Wait, do we need to follow our map? Or are we just trying to avoid the hazards? Okay, keep going straight. Well, it doesn't seem like we have it here, so I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just keep this going. Oh, there's some debris out here in the foggy waters. swerve to avoid. It may be slow, but it is mighty tense. If we go in, there's nobody out here to help us. What are these statues that are appearing? Suppose I should expect nothing less in the way to what is called Devil's Island. We have our skip puzzle timer up here, but I do wonder if it's not just a bar showing our progress, really. Oh, there's the distant shore. Well, that could have gone better. I don't think Mr. Kern is getting any of their boats back. Thank goodness the stone was so near to shore. But now I have to find another boat. This middle can is empty and riddled with holes. However, at least one side is intact. A weight? Maybe we can do something with it? Yes, you keep telling me to look at that. What was that shadow? I don't know, man. We keep seeing all kinds of things. On the bright side, it seems like we're not the first to wreck around here. The camera seems to respond to the shadowy vision as if possessed by it, and I must photograph the scene. This vision is very strange. I can see something under the earth, but I can't get it. We've got a shaft and a bone. We need to try something else. And here's where we need to find something. God, there's just always a creepy doll, huh? This time a sailor. This doesn't look like the big barge we walked toward. Okay, so we're looking for a duck, belt, a skull, The identifiable things aren't identifying themselves. An eggplant? These bananas have lasted a remarkably long time. Ooh, we need to put together a fruit basket. Like, that orange can go here, the bananas, whatever these things are. There's a bell. Come on, there's other fruit here, I know it. As unlikely as it is that they would have survived this long. I guess that's all. We need a kettle. There's a test tube somewhere, is that it? A cane. I've got an oar, that could be used as a cane. An umbrella. A letter inside a post box. Where's that mouse trap? And there's another propeller in case we need one. I wonder if they don't... So, This is a question about like the development of a game like this. I wonder if it's possible that the reason there's so many seemingly specific objects that appear in multiple places in different forms is because for some puzzles they use like rejected models for other more necessary things. I mean, might as well use the assets if they've been made, right? There's a mousetrap. A plunger, a cane, and a hammer. I guarantee they're going to be like in line with the grain of the wood, thus making them harder to stand out. There's the plunger. Now I need only a cane, which is right there, hiding among the railings. Something's up. The counterweight is too high to reach. But here's another weight. Wow, that thing got flung some distance, huh? TH-76, some kind of manual. Set the upper slider A to the right position. Oh. We'll have to look around. While we're here, we can move to the left and see things, yes. Mr. McGuire, I hereby assure you that we are monitoring the old Indian burial mound and can report that no one has been seen heading in that direction except your own daughter, Christy. But she isn't the... Something was going on here. There's something under the decking, but the crack is too narrow to reach it. Maybe we can pull it up somehow? I still don't understand. Why does she care so much about the boy? She risked her own life to reach out to him. Is he maybe one of the shadows that we've been seeing? Barrel full of fishing supplies. A fishing box full of fishing supplies, where we find a star key. That lantern is lit as if someone was here fishing recently. Yikes. One more drawing. That... That fish is really smugly amused about the situation. But the fisherman would be long gone. He looks like the guy from the picture. I really hope this time the drawing isn't deadly. The ghostly man stared right at me, and he looks like the fisherman from the child's drawing. It seems that each of these victims died exactly the way their deaths are depicted in the drawings. Thank you for joining us. Something is floating there. I hope it's not the fisherman's body. There's one thing this game understands, it's the dread of anticipation. I doubt I can use this old tugboat, but there may be something useful. No lock, no handle. How tired I am of this. Doesn't work. It's locked. No. Tell me I'm doing something wrong for using a key on a keyhole. It's missing the power cable. Then I can join these things together once I find it. Check engine. And then we can grab something from down here. Oh, it's a claw game, great. In order to check the engine, we probably need to go in there. This area is going to be a bit more open-ended than the hospital, I think. Let's see if we can go into the boathouse. Once again, interesting figurehead you've got over here. A town full of them. can't be removed. We can take down the ladder without with a screwdriver, and then I bet we can use that to reach the counterweight. The lid is nailed too tightly to take off with bare hands. But maybe with some sort of prying tool? There's another weight. Oops. I hope there was nothing fragile inside. Oh no, it's 52 bolt pickup. I need a magnet to find a suitable bolt. Strange. I have a feeling that's because you're acting as if you know a puzzle we haven't discovered yet. I don't think that boat's taking us anywhere either. We got a wrench. All I need is a sheet of metal and the means to fasten it. I'm afraid glue will not be a solution this time. An old book showing diagrams. And a white flower. It's in no state to operate. Too rusty and missing a handle. Okay. Not that we need to do that right now anyway. No, this is probably going to be how we take our leave from the island. That's enough of this for now. The lid is nailed too tightly. We can open all of this. My darling, I'm very worried. I saw Christy today. She was headed to the swamps. It's already dusk and she's yet to return. I'm going to look for her. I promise I'll be careful. Mary. So Christy is here. Or at least she was. I hope she's all right. At this point, I'm still just wondering what happened to the bear. Maybe she's already taken it back. Now even the soundtrack is starting to remind me of Silent Hill 2. Look at that, for the first time we can kinda see some color in the sky. The dead autumn grass and leaves absolutely covering this place, but how are we getting down there? How many of these crates can we open? Is that the final one? Ah, here we find a wheel, which I bet goes to here. There we are. So now we can get inside the boat. What? Something is inside. What do you think? No one. Whose hand was that then? I think we'd best stay away from that water. Dangerous combination. We can shut that off now using our flashlight. A grinding machine without a whetstone. Everything's a puzzle. We can find a third weight. Some kind of something. That looks like it goes here. Maybe... Ah, I see. I see what we do. There's a fork we can use for something, but maybe we can pump that water out. Let's go back. That needs to be all the way to the right. This all the way to the left. Hello? Wait, can we not do this unless... Well, first of all, the turning knob is missing. Turn the power back on. You will not start to pump that out. The joint has to be sealed. And we can look in here. Okay, so what we're looking for then is just a turning knob, not glue. Not glue. Well, there's one stamp, 2 stamps. It's not a bobber. Okay, a large hook, which we can't get right away. Coin. A red leaf. A cow. A jar of beetles. We can put you in there. A turning knob. A spring. A shaving brush. A fork. Safety pin. Where does one find a ring, perhaps? And as we've seen, a ring can mean a number of things. Really, just any circular object counts. That could be a ring. You're a bobber. A feather. One would think the feather would be easier to find. You don't count, right? No. Feather. An acorn. What we need is a large hook and a jar o' beetles. If only I can find more beetles blending in. Large hook. Now that's... What else can I open? There we go. This might be useful. So now I've got the turning knob. Come on. Right, turn you all the way to the right. This probably acts as the toggle. Nope, no it does not. I can remove you. I can use the fork to take you off, meaning I'll have to at some point. That seems to have done this. There we go. Now you're all the way to the left. What does the diagram say? Yeah. It says use that to switch between scales. It didn't seem to do so. But now we've got to disconnect it once more. And for some reason that opens that and gets us a magnet. Okay. So that's completely done with. We can come over here. And I guess use a magnet to find what we need. We need 15 suitable bolts. There we go. Anything that reacts, that's what we pull up. It's just a matter of... It's really funny. This game spends a lot of its time preventing us from just trying to brute force these things. This is one that's actually designed for it. However brief it may be. But I guess the brevity and preventing the brevity is the entire point. Just one more. 15 bolts. Well, I'm not quite sure what I do with that. What? I'm getting really annoyed with not being able to progress for a long time because there was a pixel in the environment that you didn't click on, that you didn't even know could be clicked on. Alright, we can probably... Can we use that for... No. For this? No. How about this? Lightning strike right as we pull it up. Something is entangled. I need a knife or something to cut it out. Well, maybe it's a pixel somewhere else in this clutter. Or maybe... See, one huge problem with this game is that it's not always clear when one of the hunt minigames is going to be a thing. Sometimes you just gotta look around. Okay. tomahawk. Are you a pawn? Do you count as a pawn? Belt. We need 3 lures. That's the first. There's the second. Where's a third? That could be a third. Seahorse. I haven't seen anything that fits the bill for a deer. There's the seahorse. There's the bell. A knife, which is, I guess, what we're gonna get from here. We need... Okay, that does count on a knife. I clicked on that thing earlier, but thank you. So you say a pawn. I take that to be a pawn like a chess piece. A soldier is a pawn. We got the dinosaur. A rooster. Gloves. A chisel. Which of you counts as a chisel? Starfish? No. Padlock. There's a corkscrew going straight through your skull. Kind of makes me wonder about the inhabitant. There's the pawn. Deer. What do you mean by a deer? Look at that. There's a strange thing perched behind there, like a stone gargoyle. We can interact with the painting. If we can find a ship, we can place it into the bottle to get the ship in a bottle. You to there, ship in a bottle. There's a horse. A horse is kind of a deer. If you stretch. Ah, there's the deer. Looking kind of misshapen, but it is a deer if you squint. A framed moth. Okay, we can put you there. Framed moth. There's the peanut. A shell. That chisel is going to be the absolute death of me. There's a handle over there we can probably... All of these are so full of things we could probably use elsewhere. Oh, we can open this. There's our turtle. That was... I've clicked on that like 5 times. I've clicked on that thinking that was the chisel like 5 times. Okay. Well, anyway, we got a knife, which we already know we can use on the net. Thank you. Where we find the key. And a screwdriver. Okay, now we're moving. Key maybe to here. Open up. We get sticky tape. I bet we can use that on here. Good enough. And we drain the water. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna back out from this because I am gonna end this part in a second. But that's the thing. You make rapid progress and then you grind to a halt. And then you make more rapid progress. It's like stop and go traffic. However, we do have the means now, I think, to actually do this. Let's use the screwdriver to undo the ladder. Personally, I wouldn't trust this thing at all. We can go back here, prop you up, where we can place the weights. 2, 3. But we're still missing that one. The bridge is down. Still, there's another one. Okay, we still need... Okay, we can do one more. I do enjoy these, obviously. A ball. A power cable, so I know what we're keeping from here. Problem... There's a whole mess of cables here. I could logically just leave right now. But where would be the fun in that? Glasses. A clock. A bobber. Much smaller one than before. Earth. One of these things is Earth. A globe, of course. Scissors. A book. This is the kind of thing where if you were to just glance at the image, you would swear there's lots of books. I don't know why, I just associate them with clutter in that way. Whatever that thing is. Captain's cap. Yeah, I see. It was draped over, but it looked weird. There's a mug someplace. There's a kettle, but not the mug it pours into. There's the broom. A ball, which could mean any number of things, unless it really is just a baseball. Anchor. The anchor shouldn't be so hard to spot. There's the parrot. Now we just need a mug and an anchor. Where is that anchor? Like, shouldn't an anchor be huge? Unless, that's the thing, you always wonder if you're looking for the actual object or simply an artistic representation of that object, such as right there. And that's what screws you up. Oh, now we've got the power cable, which we can use to set this up. The engine isn't secured. I need to bolt it down, which we can do. Or actually, where do I do that? I'm quite sure I'm not. Right there. There we go. We need to specifically do it. And now we can use the wrench to finish the job. Power cable in. And the winch is working. You know, let me have a look. A simple claw game. But I see what we need. We need to use the shadow. Lower you down. That gets that out of the way. Yeah, you just drop that wherever. And I've got to go back. It's really just a matter of waiting for this thing to do its animations, isn't it? Over. Down. Get that out of the way. And next up, we can retrieve that final weight. Or at least I suspect it'll be the last one. If not, we are more lost than we think. Go. Go. Gimme, gimme. Once again, I really like to imagine, just look at all the puzzles that we've done today, all the simple things that have been behind 1,000,001 locks and other obstructions. I like to imagine that this guy has this amount of difficulty getting coffee in the morning. Let's place you there. And the bridge is up. We have reached the mound, but I think that solving this and finding out what Christy was looking for is gonna have to wait until next time, because I'm already way over time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.